Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Rundown, where we talk about 2A news and conservative views. I will be your host today, Craig DeLuz, coming at you from the West Coast, the left coast, behind the Iron Curtain, otherwise known as the Sierras. But as we all know, I do not do this program by myself.
Nope, my name is Mike Piworski. I am your co-host. That's the co-host from the East Coast, the coast with the most, from the co-host with the most. Here on the Rundown, 2A News, Conservative Views. Craig, how's the second day of your weekend going? How is your Thursday going for you?
My Thursday is going phenomenally. Actually, as soon as I get off the program today, plan on spending some time with the grandkids as we go to the pumpkin patch.
Pumpkin patch. Nice. What's that a euphemism for?
Nothing. We're going to the pumpkin patch with the grandchildren.
You have pumpkins in California?
Believe it or not, we do. We
They must
even
ship
have
them
whole
in from-
patches with pumpkins.
They probably ship them in from somewhere, I'm guessing. There's no way you can do that in California.
Believe it or not,
No.
we have farms here in California.
Yeah, work farms on the prisons,
Yeah, no, we don't have prisoners anymore. We don't do prisons anymore
right.
here in California. We just let criminals run the streets. So,
Right. What do they call them? It was in Thor Ragnarok, right? Remember, we don't call them slaves, sir. We call them prisoners with jobs.
prisoners with jobs. There you go.
Yeah.
Well, we just have people who are allowed to walk around and beat people over the head and steal their stuff. That's what we call them. Anyway,
Yep.
here in
That's very good.
California, how is your Thirsty Thursday going?
Well, right before I walked into the studio here, I got one of my new Amazon Prime buys. Amazon Prime buys. Let's see how they look.
Very nice, very nice.
And they also are sunglasses, but most importantly, they're Bluetooth speakers, wireless headset.
Check you out.
So now I could
Looking all gadgety and stuff.
Yep. So instead of having to hang things in my ear, I just put my sunglasses on.
There you go. It makes you look smart.
Well, I don't know if it goes that far, but all right.
I don't know if I didn't say it made you smart. I said it just made you look smart.
Oh, okay. Maybe make me look. Yeah.
All right, but I'll tell you what, I can think of one smart move, and that would be letting folks know about our sponsors.
That's it. Actually, just one of them texted me right now, so let's say hello to them. The guys over at Hitman Industries. That's hitmanindustries.net, hitmanindustries.net. You got yourself an AR in the last year or so. No, 5 years or so. You probably have one of their barrels that don't even know it. But now you can buy direct from them, put one on your build, or replace the one in your rifle you have now. Let's say hello to our good friends at the California Republican Assembly, fighting the good fight out there behind the enemy lines. Make sure you visit them and see how you can help out. And if you're looking for some tactical gear, some awesome tactical gear, combat gear, web gear kind of stuff, uscombatgear.com.
That's right, folks. These are our sponsors. These are the ones who bring us to you. They do so in hopes that we will bring you to them. So please take a moment, check them out. If you like what you see, spend some money with them. And I'm pretty guaranteed you're going to like something. You're going to like something that you see. But spend some money with them. But most importantly, make sure you let them know that the guys over at the Rundown sent you. All right.
Hey, say hey to us.
Say hi. Okay, maybe not like that. Not like that. Maybe not like that.
That's how they say hey in California. So
In San Francisco in particular.
at the pumpkin patch.
At the pumpkin patch. All right, let's get into today's news. All right, this first story, you guys know Election Day is in California as in many other places across the country, voting has already started. And as a part of that, people are doing polling to find out exactly what people are concerned about when it comes to election time. What are the things upon which they are going to base their vote? Well, interesting thing that has come out, and one of those first things was that, it doesn't look like gun control is going to be a big issue. In fact, according to Truth About Guns, the issue of gun control is actually underwater, and saying that poll shows gun control doesn't even register in the top 10 issues that Americans care about. How funny is that, Mike? I mean, seriously. If you would have the left believe it, they would have you believe that, abortion and gun control are the two things that they care about. And that and Donald Trump. and that Donald Trump tried to steal the election. That's it.
That's right.
That's all they
Yeah.
care about. That's all. That's all they believe voters care about.
When I first read that article, Craig, and it says underwater, then a colon, then poll shows. I read it at a quick glance, and it said, underwater poll shows. I'm like, what the hell is an underwater poll? Swimming pools and lakes, quizzing people that are diving and fishing. And it's just like, what? I had no idea what it was. Yeah. So, Craig, again, they want you to believe what they want you to believe, right? Control the media, control the message, control the message, control the masses. So that's what they've done. They're telling you, it's a wag the dog scenario, right? Tell them this enough. Tell them this enough, and that's what will happen. That's what will finally be true, and we'll control it from this end. Guns. I think Americans are. Listen, there's obviously difference of opinion from some people from the left to the right about guns, but they're not waking up in the middle of the night going, oh, gun control. Oh my God. We gotta have more common sense gun reform. They don't care. You know what everybody wants right now, Craig? They want to see those numbers in the paycheck go back to what they were just 2 years ago. That's what they want to see. They want to see the numbers at the gas station go back to $1.74 like they were. Your gas there is what, $7 a gallon or something right now, and they're blaming
it's approaching
$7
a gallon. Yes.
Yeah,
depending on where. In some places, it's at $7. In some cases, it's on its way to $6. In some cases, it's above $6.
Yeah, I do love the response, and I forget which oil exec what it was when Newsom called them out, and he said, "We're going to demand to have a meeting with these people to figure out why they're charging and gouging us." And they were like, "Bruh, you seen your regulations? Come on."
Well, exactly. The regulations and the taxation. By the way, in case you guys don't know, in the state of California, the government benefits more from each gallon of gas than does any other entity, including, by the way, the oil companies and the oil refiners. He tried to come down on the oil refiners and tell them, oh, well, you guys are gouging people. It's like, no, it costs more because you require us to do this idiotic blend of gas that no one else in the country wants. So we have to order for you. And, oh, by the way, you won't let us build a new refinery. So we've got refineries that are over 53 years old. So, yeah, no, it's your fault. Well, the California leadership's fault. But, Mike, the other funny part about this conversation is that there was another story from Axios where they were basically saying that half of voters, for them, the thing that's motivating them to get out and vote, the thing they care the most about, is Roe v. Wade, is abortion. Now, Mike, maybe I'm wrong, but I was looking at a Pew Research poll. Now, I didn't check and see exactly who they did this. So they did this poll. Hold on, let me pull it back up. So this is the poll that they did, and this was Kaiser Health Foundation did this poll. So we all know that Kaiser Health Foundation is a left-wing. It's a left-wing poll. They left-wing social justice healthcare polling company organization, right? But when you actually stop and that's right. Here's where that came from. So this is their tracking, right? But when you actually look at where folks are in terms of from Pew, in terms of what they're interested in, and you start looking at the issues that they are saying are important to them, let's see. Where's it at? Coming down and keep going down. Here we go. Economy, number one issue. Gun policy, they're saying, is number 2, but they don't divide that on which side it is. Violent crime, healthcare, abortion is, let's see, down there below Supreme Court appointments. Mike, I got to believe that these folks who are doing these polls, or the folks who are reporting on these polls, are completely and wholly out of touch. They are not interested in the truth. They're interested in using these polls not necessarily to guide election policy, but they're using these polls in order to affect election policy, right? Their whole goal in these polls is actually to make it so that to try and push people's opinion, right? They want to push and drive people's opinion. They're not necessarily interested in in actually knowing what people's opinions are. And in case you guys are wondering why I keep looking over and when I keep logging off, I appear to have lost Mr. Piwowarski. So we're working trying to bring him back. But until we do, we will continue the conversation. Moving right along. I don't know if you can hear me, Mike, but if you can hear me, man, I'm logging in, logging out. I got a black screen there for you. I imagine you're probably going to be logging back in here pretty soon. But anyway, I'm here just so you know. All right, moving along to our next story. NYC Hatchet Man rearrested and re-released. That's right. I should have put re-released, but instead I just put released. Looks like we got Mikey back. Mikey, sorry we lost you there for a sec.
Yeah, not sure what happened there, Craig. So.
Well, you froze up and you were all pixelated, and then I was like, okay, well, I continued on the conversation. But let's go back to it real quick. Okay. And you said this already. Their goal in pushing out these polls is not to report how people believe, but to actually affect how people believe, correct?
Correct. Yeah. They are trying to form the message through the release of their polls. This is what they want you to think. They're trying to push you that way because that's what they believe will get you to vote for them. And again, we see every plan that the liberals do, that the Democrats do, spectacularly fail, especially when it comes to former President Trump or the economy. So
yep, that's pretty much what they're doing. And in the end, it's the economy, stupid. Yeah. You can tell when Stacey Abrams is talking about the economy and job creation, you know that even she is getting the word from her folks that abortion is not selling, anti-gun is not selling. It's time for you to kind of get back to the point, the facts, the things that people are really concerned about, and that, quite frankly, is the economy, and not far behind it, violent crime. And crime, we know, is rampant throughout many areas. In particular, by the way, in Democrat-run areas, we know crime is running rampant.
Yep. Yeah, the one thing that matters, Craig, the effective tax rate 2 years ago was about 17%. And now it's up to 37%. That's 20% less in your pocket and mine.
Yeah. But by the way, speaking of crime, and we all know, the tax rates and the way they've gone up is a crime. But the New York Hatchet Man, the guy who was arrested for attacking individuals with a hatchet, with an axe, in a McDonald's in New York, he was arrested and released without bail. So he was released ROR, on his own recognizance. Well, he's been arrested again. He's been arrested for graffiti, stealing a bicycle, and evading police. And yes, Michael, not only was he rearrested, but he was also re-released on his own recognizance. But hey, he insists he's not psychotic. I believe him.
No, listen, it's not like he tried to hurt anybody with that, his last crime. Why should they? Listen, their policy says nonviolent offender, let him go. What risk could this guy be, Craig? I mean, it's not like he's done anything. Oh, wait a second. Yeah, he did attack a bunch of people with a hatchet. All right. Okay, never mind.
Funny how that works, huh?
Yep.
And yet the biggest crisis that they have in New York are immigrants who have been flown there from Florida. Or from the southern border.
Yep, the ones that are being trucked up there. Listen, mind you, we talked about effective tax rate a moment ago. In New York City, I think the number is over 51% of the people would love to leave New York, but they can't afford to.
Yeah.
And those are people that, like I said, those are not property owners. Those are not homeowners. Listen, you could sell your house in New York, 2,000 square foot house, and get $500,000 for it, and go buy someone somewhere else for half that price. But these are the daily renters. These are what the majority of the people are, and they have nothing. They've bled them so dry that it's paycheck to paycheck. For professionals, I'm not talking about just getting started in life or down on your luck. These are professionals living paycheck to paycheck because the city, state, and your borough have completely drained your bank account.
Yeah, well, that's also the case in many parts of California, San Francisco, Los Angeles, anyway, pretty much anywhere in the Bay Area. I mean, I know people making six figures who are barely getting by in the San Francisco Bay Area because it is just so expensive there.
See, now yesterday I said the San Francisco, Los Angeles area, and you said no, they weren't the same area. But now you just said, like in San Francisco, Los Angeles.
No, I said like in San Francisco and Los Angeles. I said, and then I said the San
Roll it back.
Francisco Bay
Roll.
Area. I said the San Francisco Bay Area.
So we'll watch it on. We'll watch the instant replay later.
Okay.
So
You folks,
no,
you folks in the
yeah, you're
comments,
right.
do me a favor. Tell them in the comments. You heard what I said. I know you heard me.
There's too many places out there now where
Always trying to persecute a black man. I see how it is.
when it was where's one? Is there one here? When there's too many places now where you can't live anymore. And then people can't even get out. And that's unfortunate. And that's what a negative 20% more of your income equals.
Yep.
Unable to make ends meet.
Oh man, we were just at the grocery store the other day over at Costco, and I'm telling you, man, it was like I believe with the basket. I'm like I paid twice as much as I would normally pay. It was crazy how expensive everything was. I'm not making any more money, but I found that at the end of the month I have a lot less money than I did a year ago.
Funny how that works, right?
Oh yeah. And that, by the way, folks, in case you do not know, inflation is in fact a tax, in particular when that inflation is caused by economic policy from the government. And if you don't believe that that's the case, if you don't believe that it's economic policy, all you got to do is look at the energy policy of the United States. All you got to do is take a look at how they just threw money out at people. They flooded the economy with money, with more dollars, thus devaluing the dollars that are there. Those are all things that impact the value of the dollar. And those, by the way, are things that President Joe Biden did.
Let's go, Brandon.
There you go. Exactamundo. Which, by the way, is interesting because, he was giving a speech just the other day. And in this speech, Biden declared, he was talking about his son Beau Biden, who died of brain cancer. And he happened to say that his son lost his life in Iraq. Now, I'm kind of incredulous about this because part of me is like, okay, dude is just, maybe this is just senility. Maybe he's trying to tie the brain cancer that his son had, 2 times served in the military. But I don't know, man. I just have an issue. Maybe it's just me. You're the military guy. You're the military man. Do you believe it's right for him to claim that his son Beau died, that he lost his son in Iraq?
No, absolutely not. And there's people that happen to. Listen, we have Agent Orange. We have Gulf War syndrome. I'm sure we'll get something out of the latest batch from over there. As it develops. But that you say. Died from Agent Orange as a result of service in Vietnam, or died from Gulf War syndrome as a result of service in Kuwait and Iraq. You don't go, oh, he died in Iraq. No, he didn't. He did not die in Iraq. He died, in a hospital bed in the States. He did. And I don't think it's him trying to to insinuate that he died from a disease he got in Iraq. I think this man is losing his cognitive abilities. It's clearly what this is.
I thought I was making, maybe I was just giving him a little credit and thinking maybe he's just trying to get some additional sympathy or just making a political point or something like that. But to me, for the people who actually lost their lives in combat, to me it seems a bit of a it just doesn't seem right.
I think he might have got his sons confused, Craig, and he actually meant to say that he lost his laptop in Iraq.
Or he lost his son to crack.
Yeah, that's it. Lost his son to crack. Yeah, something like that. Yeah,
Iraq crack.
You see where we're going with this?
There you go.
That's it. Yeah.
It was a rat crack. It. There we go.
I crack. It's like crack.
All right, let's move on to our parting shots. And that, by the way, That first one just kind of reminds me of our first parting shot, and that is, when one doesn't have much of a brain, it's a little hard to get brain freeze. And for those of you who are just
Very true.
listening to the program, we got an image here of Joe Biden with his sunglasses on, looking all cool, eating an ice cream cone. And it says, must be nice to be able to eat ice cream as fast as you want and not have to worry about brain freeze. Yeah, no, they might be freezing his brain for science to study, but yeah, no, dude, no one wants that brain.
I think they may have already frozen his brain. That would explain a lot.
That would definitely explain a lot. And this next one, well, this is going to be us, and to be honest with you right now, I am going out of my way to make sure that when the time comes that we are no longer able to purchase gas-powered vehicles, I want to make sure that this is not me.
That's it. That's Craig in the fast lane right there.
Right? It's basically a grown man sitting in one of those little carts or cars you buy for your like 3-year-old.
Yeah.
With
Power Wheel Kid or something. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly, with the pink tires, and it says Californians driving to work in 2035. Matter of fact, we got one of those out in the backyard right now for my granddaughter.
Get you some.
Get some. All right. Now this final one probably explains why we are going to see an explosion here over the next few decades in the deer population across the country. You want to describe this one to the folks?
Yes, sir. It's a deer being interviewed by, it looks like Channel 3 News. In the first screen, it says, I think we have a pretty good chance this season. And then a deer says, the average hunter is getting older and millennials think meat comes from stores. So there you go.
Yeah, I figured you
He's
hunters
good.
out there would
He's
enjoy that one.
He's a good to go. There you go. Get you some.
It is amazing though how little millennials actually know about like basic stuff, like where our food comes from, where our electricity comes from, how to change a tire.
What's the? I saw the one quote a while back. Who knows if it's real or not? It says, it was one of these people complaining, why do they have to kill animals? Why don't they just go to the store and buy the meat where it comes from?
Yeah. Although another one that was really good that I saw was that a guy was sitting there. He was sitting and he was eating a steak, and a lady was walking by with a salad, and she turned and she looked at him and she said, a cow died so that you could eat that. And then the guy looks at her and says, he might have lived if you weren't eating his food.
There you go. That's it.
Okay. Boom, boom. All right. With that, it's about that time. Mikey, give a holler out to our sponsors.
That's it. Hitman Industries, hitmanindustries.net, hitmanindustries.net. Make sure you say hello to our good friends out there. Get you a new AR barrel for your build or your rifle. California Republican Assembly, listen, they don't do it for free, folks. Get online and help them out with your dollar bills, y'all. And then, of course, if you want some awesome tactical gear, combat gear, give our friend Scott a call at uscombatgear.com, and he'll hook you up.
That's it, folks. Please visit them. The links are in the description of this program. Visit them. Tell them that the guys over at the Rundown sent you. With that, we are going to call it a day. I'm very much looking forward to my trip to the pumpkin patch. Trust me, I'll have a flask with me. Shh! Don't tell nobody.
That's it. Yeah. Yep. Don't eat those pumpkins.
Don't eat them. Nope.
Don't eat them.
But we're going to have a good time. A good time with the grandkids. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, Mike. And we will be back tomorrow on Freed Back Friday. Encourage your friends to tune in. It's going to be a lot of fun. It always is.